When my blogging world almost tumbled and fell apart, I had to adjust or call it quits. But if you've known me, you know I don't call it quits. It's just like in life. What really got me thinking was the other evening we went to a fireworks display that was supposed to have been spectacular for our town, and instead they ran into issues and they couldn't even finish the fireworks after the barge caught fire. It really got me thinking, how do people adjust in times like that? You find something else, you pivot, you change things. It's the same with blogging as it is in real life. So if you wake up one day and your stats are falling hard, you have to start thinking, what can I do to change it? And you have to find out the source of the problem. And really, the only way to find out the source is to check your Google Analytics, your Search Console, and start finding out what's dropping and maybe why. One of the great tools I love using is the Right Blogger. They have a content gap. So you can put in your post and compare it to one of the top posts that show on page 1 of Google, or that's coming up in all the AI answers. So I get that content gap, and then I ask Grok to help me with it. So I take all those suggestions, put it into Grok. Then, of course, you have that long process of editing and putting it into your own words, although most of the time from the Right Blogger, it knows your voice, it knows your brand voice. So that really helps. But again, you want to put in your own personal stories, just as I am in this video about the fireworks. That's what got me thinking about the blogging and how I've had to make adjustments. No matter what's happening, you can't just give up and walk away, right? So you check out all those stats, you find out what you can do. You may want to read some of your competitors' blogs, see what they're doing, the ones that are ranking really well, to give you some idea of maybe you're missing something in your opening. Maybe it's the headlines, maybe it's your closing, maybe you're not interlinking, internally linking. That really helps your site move up in the rankings. Now, I've told you how I eliminated 20 posts. Now I'm probably past eliminating 30, redirecting them, a 301 redirect to relevant content that's more updated, more relevant today in 2026 than in the past. So that really helped. And I learned something with that. I went to check the Ahrefs. I mentioned this in the last video, checking those Ahrefs to make sure you don't have some good links to content that you're going to delete or redirect, right? You want to keep good links. So in the Ahrefs, I went and looked, and lo and behold, my domain rank went up to 65 from 60. I was shocked. Usually a domain rank is 1 or 2 points in either direction. I've seen that throughout the years. For Inspire to Thrive, I've been as low as 40, and 65 is my high. And I really attest to doing those changes. My traffic's been up, my affiliate sales have come back, not as much as they were with all this AI, AI overviews, I should say, not AI overviews. But it's coming back. It's great to see that's starting to work. It's only been about maybe 3 weeks since I've started this whole changing of posts and seeing, what's working and what's not working. So it's really been quite a journey. And now I'm applying it to my 2 other blogs. Not as much because I still have my client work, so I don't have enough time to, be tearing apart 3 blogs. And I have a client blog too that I manage, so I've been doing the same principles for them, just as I have with YouTube doing videos. I'm trying to tell clients, you really got to get doing more videos. What can I do to help? I can use some AI to help them, but I like to see real people on the video as well. So yeah, so there's a lot of changes going on in the blogging world, social media, SEO. They all roll into one for you because you want to get people to your blog, right? You want to have that traffic, and you need both the social media and the SEO. I've found over the past 5 years, maybe 7 years now, that SEO is really number 1 source of traffic, the best, because it's targeted traffic. Where social media, you may just have friends or family looking at it, but they're not your client or your potential client. Where SEO drives those potential clients and leads to your blog. So those are the things you really have to start considering as your blog ages, or if you're a new blogger, all the things to start thinking before you begin blogging. So I would always recommend, if you're a new blogger, have at least 5-10 posts up ready to go and internal links all linked together before you publish. But of course, us older bloggers, and I didn't realize 2012, 27. So I've been over 15 years now blogging. I started the full-time business in 2017. So it's actually this month that I'm 9 years full-time. Next year I'll be 10 years. So can't believe how much time has flown by. But I've really enjoyed the blogging. It's not something I'm going to give up when I decide to retire. I'm still going to keep going with the blogs because I really love doing it. It's a lot of fun. Even I love doing the updates on the blogs. I find that a lot of fun, just because you can kind of look back and say, wow, look how much things have changed. You know, a topic about email back in 2012 from today is very different. Same with any of the social media sites. Those are really going to be challenging to keep continually update. I may have to put a few redirects into one particular social network. For example, say X. You know, I had hundreds of articles about X and hundreds of different tools, and I may have to slim those down a bit to really get one great post about tools and etc. So that's the things you can start thinking about to make your blog great. I hope you found this useful, and do check my other YouTube videos on the internal linking. That's something a lot of bloggers forget about, don't do. So please check out the internal linking and also my blog case study. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more tips on blogging, social media, and SEO. Have a great day.